Julia Groves, you with Trillion Fund, but also you're you're running the Crowdfunding Association.
That's right,
now.
yes.
We've got a new government. Clearly, one of the big things they've done is they've really impacted subsidies in the renewable energy market. Where does that leave you? Where does that leave you and the fund?
Yeah, it's kind of good and bad. They give with one hand and take away with the other. The government has been phenomenal in opening up finance and changing the regulations so that we can all now take a stake in something we believe in. So that's been an absolute coup, I think, for the industry overall. But the challenge, I think, in any market is when you have flip-flopping policy, as we have around support for renewables currently, that really impacts investor confidence.
Yeah. Well, we heard earlier this morning about the inconsistencies of that. I mean, that is having a big impact on the ability for people to actually put money behind it now.
It really does, because it's hard to be able to see beyond 3 months. And the challenge, I think, for renewable energy and for a lot of environmental projects is the time scale. It's going to take a lot longer than that period of time.
Yeah.
So do you or don't you invest your time and effort when you don't know what the environment's going to be like when the product comes out?
So has it gone forever? I mean, we heard Amber Rudd this week. What do you take from that?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be positive about the end of coal. That would be a good thing. I think I'm less optimistic in terms of the opportunity of gas, the time it'll take in the funding. So I'd say never say never. What we're trying to argue very strongly is that the feed-in tariff in particular was a large number of people with a small amount of money that made a large amount of money for a very small number of people. So if there's a definitive pot left available, we really want to see it used to the benefit of the energy bill payers. They're the ones who paid for it.
So now you switch your focus really towards crowdfunding. What impact do you think that will have on the ability, particularly in this sector, to bring forward innovative new ideas?
I mean, it's incredible how crowdfunding, particularly equity crowdfunding, has changed over the course of its first 3 years. I mean, literally 3 years ago, the average investment was 150,000. It's now more than 3 times that.
Right.
And the nature of the companies who are seeking crowdfunding are getting more mature and more established. So I think that there's a real appetite amongst the British people to get access to these opportunities that would normally be, held for really, really major investors, and the opportunity to make a profit and make a difference at the same time.
Because you were talking about connecting people with what they were actually investing in.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got some kind of product that is going to attract a lot of users, not only are you raising money and getting financial backing, you're getting the backing of the crowd. These people are a marketing test bed. They're going to be advocates for your product. So with the same dollar that you spend on promoting the investment opportunity, you pick up a customer at the same time.
Yeah. And of course, you talked about this industry being very sexy, and I suppose leveraging that sexiness clearly is what people at this conference need to be doing. I mean, how are they going to do that?
Well, it's just so undersold. It's incredible. But I think what I'm seeing in the market changing is more and more appetite for clean tech. And those kind of investments, because people are beginning to understand that the world of business and home energy is going to be so radically different in 5-10 years' time. The challenge with government and policy and grant support is people want to work in very short timescales, whereas I think that the general populace, the crowd, are much more patient, it's more engaged capital, and they want to make a decent financial return, but they also want it to be something that they believe in and understand.
Interesting times. Thanks for joining us here today.
Not at all.
Thanks a lot.